So today we're going to dose my Botox. I haven't had Botox done since before I got pregnant. So it's been well over a year since I've had any tox done. So I'm going to show you how I do my dosing. So today we're actually using Letybo, which is the #1 neurotoxin in South Korea. And it's so exciting that I get to try this product out. Okay, so first things first, we're going to start from the upper face. So first thing that I do is I do my procerus muscle, which is right here, and it causes those 11s. I don't have a lot. And then we're going to do the corrugators here and then a little bit here. So always make sure that you address the tail of the corrugator so you can't do that movement. And then we're going to do my forehead. So if you look, I don't know if you can see this light. Okay. I don't have a lot of movement, you can't really see it, but I still like to have a little bit of frozen here, just to kind of spread it across my frontalis. And then I always like to give myself an eyebrow lift. It just kind of gives me that snatched look here, just by giving that lift. And I also have, if you see right here, so my concealer is creasing, and I have this like jelly roll when I smile. So when I smile, I get this like jelly roll here. So just to kind of open up my eyes, I'm gonna do some superficial tox here. And this is called the jelly roll, just to kind of open it up. Fair warning though, if you do have dry eyes or if you wear contacts, doing the jelly roll Botox will make them worse. So if that's not something that you are comfortable with, skip that. Okay, and then we're gonna do the nose. So if you see a little bit of shiny here, I always numb for the nose. So the reason why we don't really numb for the forehead or anything else is because I need to see muscle movement when you're doing Botox. I need my clients to be able to do this. With nose, it's such a sensitive area. You're always gonna end up wanting to sneeze, or like at least I do. So now I just numb because I know the anatomy and I know where to inject. And then so here, if you see this, I have some bunny lines going on. So we're gonna inject this area here. We're gonna do the tip here, just to kind of give myself a little bit of a lift. And then the nostrils to just tone down the flaring as well. And then lastly, we're gonna do here, just to kind of narrow the bridge down, okay? So we're gonna give myself a nice little Botox nose job, because nobody is flying to Turkey right now. Okay, so let's talk about the lower face. Lower face Botox is all the rage right now, because if you're just doing upper face and leaving your lower face, your whole face and all those expressions are going to look unnatural because you only treated half, and now all of this is getting worse because they're overcompensating for these muscles not working. I hope that makes sense. So now we're going to start with the lower face, okay? So we're going to do the DAO muscles. So if you see here, if you see my lips, the corners are doing a downward turn. So to treat that, to kind of just like lift them up, we're going to do the DAO muscles, which are just the corners here. So to find them, you're going to do right there. And maybe a little bit on my chin as well, just to kind of address the chin dimpling. Okay, now this muscle you have to be really careful, because there's another muscle that runs here. It's called the DLI, and if you accidentally hit that, it runs right below the DAO. You're gonna end up with a stroke smile, and that's okay. That's one of the risks that comes with Botox, and if that happens, you just kind of have to hit the DLI on the other side to even it up. Another thing we're gonna do is my masseter muscle. So I haven't had my masseter muscle actually treated in more than a year and a half. I don't use it for therapeutic reasons. Therapeutic reasons, it's great. It relaxes this muscle. Anybody who grinds their teeth or clenches their jaw, this is going to help relax that. It's going to release all that tension and release all the tension over here as well, because the temporal muscle is connected to the masseters, which means if you're doing this all the time, you're putting pressure on this muscle as well, which can lead to headaches as well. So for me, I'm just going to clench my jaw here. 3 little spots. Okay, another thing we're going to do is give myself a little jaw lift, which is just 4 points along the jaw. And that is a whole face of Botox. That's about 100 units that I put into my face. Some people might think it's a lot, but you have to remember the masseter muscle takes the bulk of that dosing because it's such a big muscle and you need a lot to address it, and it lasts so much longer than the rest of your face. Masseter Botox can last you up to 6 months, even more, depending. And I wouldn't treat the masseters more often than that because then it really does start to affect your smile and your chewing strength. So just once or twice a year for the masseters, Botox everywhere else, 3 to 4 months, maybe a little bit more if you're consistent. And that's my dosing.